Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So we got a lady here who really expresses what's going on with the communication. And the caption says, a lot of women do not lack communication. They're just inconsiderate. And so I'm going to go ahead and let it play.
Popular opinion. A lot of women do not lack communication skills. They are just inconsiderate of you. They don't care what you have to say, therefore communicating with them becomes very difficult. She can sit down and have a full-fledged conversation with her best friend and take advice and criticism and take that shit on the chin and never yell, scream, cuss, and/or argue with that person. Don't go back and forth. They just take it for what it is. And they've learned how to communicate their feelings and express their emotions, and they don't have to do a whole uproar in order to do so with their bestie. When they go to work, they deal with a manager that they may not like every day, but everything is cool, calm, collected. She don't yell, scream, cuss. She don't go back and forth. She don't do anything aggressive towards that person because she doesn't want to lose her job, but she don't like how they lead. She don't like what they got going on. When she goes out into the world, she knows how to communicate with everybody around her except for you. And it's not that she doesn't know how to communicate. She just lacks consideration of you. Unpopular opinion. A lot of women do not lack communication skills. They are.
And she's not lying. She's not lying about that. See, chicks know when to shut up. They be knowing when to shut up. Now, the only thing that I would disagree with is they still don't take accountability. They shut up because, like, for instance, at work, they don't want to lose the job. If they're getting constructive criticism, though, a lot of them still don't take that. They don't take that. If they have that actual one good girlfriend that calls them to the carpet, she's not going to take that advice. If that advice does not go with the boneyard and the sisterhood, and it doesn't float with whatever it is that she wanted to do or thought about a situation to begin with, most likely she's not going to take that criticism either. See, I agree with what the lady is saying in terms of not having to blow up and have an argument all the time. She knows where to do that at. She knows where to do that. She knows when to do that and when not to do that, and she knows when to not pull that. Because if she's desperate enough for that job, she's not going to open. She's going to try her best to keep her composure. Okay? Things of that nature. But what happens is she gets into these relationships, specifically with Black men, and that lack of respect that she has for Black masculinity in general gives way to the disrespect that she shows, or rather the disregard. Because sometimes it's not even blatant disrespect, it's just disregard, right? What he says, she just disregards it. She don't even bother to consider it, listen. She don't want to hear it. So whether she becomes combative and argumentative or not, she just don't do it. She just won't. She won't. And he'll be trying to figure out, why don't you never take none of my criticism? You don't internalize none of it. You don't change. You don't alter anything. You don't compromise nowhere. You just, you know what I'm saying? People see that because there's a lot of hyenas that think if she just be quiet, you won't see how much disdain she has and how much disrespect she's got. But more often than not, even if they don't get loud and start cussing, they'll do deflection, a lot of gaslighting, a lot of making excuses and hemming and hawing about this and that and why they can't do it and why, they didn't listen. And it's a lot of excuses. none of which hold up under scrutiny. And that comes from basically a lack of respect for the man. That's what it ultimately boils down to. Because when women are with men that they respect, they're going to take that criticism that he got. They're going to take it, and they're going to take it to heart, and they're going to do whatever it is that they got to do, that they think they got to do to change it and to get his validation and to get his approval for stuff. They're going to do it. But that's rooted in respect. When women are around men that they respect, they do what they say. End of the story. But if she's with you and she don't have no respect for you as a man, and she don't respect you as her leader, she feel like she can just disrespect, or she feel like she don't have to listen, or she feel like she got other options, or she feel like you ain't going nowhere. That's another one. See, sometimes women don't feel like they got so many options. They be feeling like the man don't got no options, and he just gonna put up with her endlessly. He ain't going nowhere. So I can become complacent, and I can become combative, and I can become, a gaslighter and stuff like that. And he is not about to go nowhere. He's so blinded by loving me that he's not going to go anywhere. And they get real comfortable. People treat you how they feel about you. And I need people to understand that. People treat you according to how they actually feel about you. Regardless of whatever words they say, they can give you the sweetest words. But if they don't really feel like that, that's going to come out in how they regard you, how they treat you, how they talk to you, how they treat you around other people, all kinds of ways that it shows up. This is why trying to strong arm people into treating you a certain way don't work. That's why it don't work. My theory on that is always let people treat you however it is they want to treat you. I do not try to coach people for that. You'll tell me what you think of me by how you treat me. If you don't value me, it'll come out. Because you're going to treat me like you don't value me. If you don't value nothing I say, if you don't value nothing about me, you don't really like me like that. You don't really mess with me like that. It's this and that. I just let you do it. I don't even try to fix that. I'm not trying to fix that. And when I'm done with that, when I see that this isn't going to change, that I don't really have value to you, for you to treat me better than that. Because when you treating people good, when you not. People not stupid. They know what they're doing. Unless you got some type of mental problem, you know what you're doing. So y'all just exit out of the situation. Just exit. Exit stage left with that. Because I'm not going to let you just treat me like anything, but I'm not going to try to convince you either. Now maybe that's just me. But people treat you how they feel about you. When people really value you, when they really respect you, when they really have love for you, when they really 10 toes down for you, they will show it in their actions. Whether they show it in their words or not, some people are not verbally expressive like that, but they will express it in their action, how they treat you, the energy that they have when they're around you, whether it's publicly, privately, whatever the case may be. And you can really see what somebody feel about you when you're mad at each other. When they get upset with you, that's the real barometer. When they're upset, what do they start doing? Do they want to fix it? And are they still have some type of level of respect, even though y'all may be not on good terms right now? Or do they lose all respect whenever they quote unquote mad? Then you got to get ultimately disrespected. See, that's a red flag too. Because if you mess with somebody, I don't care how mad you get at them, there's a level you don't go to because you love that person and you respect that person. And you know you gonna want to make up. So all that hitting below the belt it doesn't mean anything. That's not even supposed to be on the table. When you love somebody, when you love your husband and you love your wife, you don't shoot below the belt. If y'all gotta get into a disagreement, you can disagree without hurting each other like that and getting personal and getting disrespectful. That's how you really know. But jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.